Standing weather outside, 65 degrees, sunny blue skies, just gorgeous. I mean, as nice as it gets. Get outside. Plus, with this daylight savings time gimmick that kicked in on Sunday, we got a good 3 hours and 15 minutes of daylight left, like over 3 hours of daylight right now till after 7, till after 7:15. And the days, they just keep on growing until June. 65 degrees, sunny and perfect. San Diego, Honolulu, as good as it gets. Get outside and enjoy 3 more hours of daylight, especially right now. Sunny and nice. If you're at work and they have people that smoke and they take a smoking break and you don't smoke cigarettes, pretend you're starting and go take a smoking break and get outside. Just don't light up. That's a terrible habit. You litterers, pickup truck drivers throwing trash in the bed of the pickup. And boy, I got home and the trash wizard must have scooped up the trash out of the bed of my truck, coupled with the cigarette smokers. Big time litter contributors, without a doubt. Do better. Hey, tomorrow morning we'll wake up low 50s, maybe around 72 is the high. Saturday, a rinse and repeat, pretty much the same as Friday. Then some rain late Sunday or early Monday morning, and 40s, 50s, some 60s on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, lots of 40s and 50s, some 60s on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So another cold front coming in. We just got one last night. We're going to get one late Sunday night, a little colder than now. This is crazy. I mean, it's falling apart. I'd say this is a federal emergency, similar to like the lead pipes in Flint, Michigan. Yet another water main break in Uptown New Orleans, this time right by Tulane, essentially on Tulane's campus. Audubon at Willow, 50 feet off Tulane's campus. Can't have that. This story on social media has already gone viral because of the Tulane students, their connection to the East Coast, New York City, that metro. But it's a big story anyway because it keeps happening in New Orleans. I mean, Panola Street 2 times in 1 month. Panola right off of Carrollton. And this is about less than a mile away, almost a mile away. You want to call it 10 blocks a mile? Audubon at Willow. Now, that's old Uptown New Orleans. That a lot of that stuff's original, 100+ years old. No, we have like a federal emergency. Joe Biden came down here. You remember all this Spend Money America pledge, whatever it was, trillions of dollars reinvesting in America's infrastructure. One of the examples was the Sewerage and Water Board in New Orleans. He maybe went to a half dozen, 10 spots tops and mentioned these types of projects, but then had some really big ones. The Sewerage and Water Board in New Orleans was one of the really big ones. It was like pledging $2 billion. Now, that's what the Sewage and Water Board needs. Hundreds of millions to fix these pipes. Absolutely crazy. 3 different Louisiana news organizations have sued LSU for refusing to disclose any public funds that were used to pay students. LSU knows the law. It's Louisiana's public records law, but they're trying to dodge it. I don't know if they're going to shift this over to TAF. I don't know what TAF, it's a nonprofit. Do they have to disclose information, TAF? Or are they a nonprofit that just sort of has their car hooked to LSU? We'll talk about that. And NIL has changed everything. Jefferson Parish, there's a proposal on the council for buying and tearing down the Esplanade Mall in Kennebra. Get $20 million from the state. This Fast Sites program. Quinn Hillier had a story about that. Millions of dollars being invested in certain areas to get them up and ready, up and running for future business investment. Jefferson Parish trying to get 20 million to buy and demolish the old Esplanade Mall site. Buy it, demolish it, and then market it. Market it. Market it. Anyway, that Esplanade Mall, I mean, could you imagine like a Kia or a Bass Pro Shop, those like right next door to each other? There'd be tens of thousands of vehicles hitting that area every day. Every day. The restaurants like on West Esplanade would flourish. Every other nail salon over there would turn into a restaurant. Lots of nail salons over there, like on Esplanade and Chateau. That many people getting their nails done?
Apparently, man.
Wow. Am I exaggerating, Mario
No,
Brothers?
you could definitely see the rise in business in that area, man.
No, I'm
As
talking
well.
about nail salons specifically.
Oh, well, yeah, they're part of it.
Jeez.
Guess there's a demand for it.
I guess so. No, you would see an explosion if you had an IKEA furniture and a Bass Pro Shops.
Yep.
Like restaurants around there might see a few $1 million more annually in sales, like a few million more annually in sales.
All the wasted space in the area just makes me sad, man. Talking about this topic and the Six Flags site, like it's kind of insane.
No, it's just that's New Orleans. Other cities, those sites have been redone, torn down, rebuilt, spread out farther.
Yeah, I mean, not just an eyesore, but so much wasted opportunity.
No, it's got like its own I-10 exit.
Yeah.
You know, it's set up for success. The Esplanade Mall in its heyday was huge.
Yeah, and I'm laughing because there's literally vegetation on it. Like if you go to Esplanade Mall, you see vines growing on the walls.
No, the only thing you got out there is what that Target and like a Dillard's, what do you want to call it? Stuff that's out of season.
Yeah, people still go there. You got some restaurants too, some underrated restaurants.
No, you got restaurants on West Esplanade that kind of service that area. But if you had like an IKEA furniture store there, IKEA, or a Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, like those right next door to each other, that's like a whole game changer for Kenny, bruh.
Yeah, I miss the Esplanade. It's kind of crazy that Lakeside outlived it by as much as it did, but I still miss Esplanade.
Lakeside is one of the highest grossing malls per square foot in the South. Yeah. Lakeside is the outlier. And they did a good job, the Clearview Shopping Center folks, of kind of, keeping up with the times. And it's a pseudo mall and it's got apartments now. It's kind of a live, play, shop, work, all in one spot thing. They transformed that over time pretty quickly and effectively. Still have the Target anchoring it, and that Sears is long gone. You got Ochsner in there and hundreds of apartments. No, Lakeside's an outlier. Clearview did a good job of transforming. Oakwood on the West Bank's hanging on, basically because I guess there's not a whole lot of other types of mall things like that. You've got a lot of stuff on West Bank Expressway, but that's about it. So many malls have come and gone, and Esplanade is gone. So Jefferson Parish council person, Arita Bohannon, wants to hook up with the state this fast sites program and get 20 million bucks to purchase the mall and demolish it and then market it. And you got to get an outside firm. You don't do like New Orleans and, Troy Henry's the winning bid and Drew Brees and Demario Davis are the runner-ups, like at the Six Flags site. Had someone compliment the sunglasses I was wearing today just a few hours ago. I got them at Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you wear prescription glasses or you're about to buy a new pair of sunglasses and you want something you're going to love, don't go spend hundreds of dollars. You're going to drop hundreds of dollars most likely. Don't do it just going to the strip mall or going to some chain store. Go to Art and Eyes on Magazine first. Google them, Art and Eyes on Magazine. No, it's an eye shop with like 4,000 frames for prescription eyeglasses, for sunglasses. It's as good as it gets. I don't think you find this type of eyewear boutique in Houston, Dallas, or Atlanta. You got to go to like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. 65 degrees and sunny, just absolutely perfect weather. Perfect weather. Doesn't get any better than this. Get outside tonight. Lebanon's Cafe is open right now, and they've got so many Lenten specials. Get the shish kebab shrimp, fresh Gulf shrimp on the shish kebab grilled, and then you get hummus, tabbouleh, baba ganoush. Very Lent ready at Lebanon's Cafe. They're open till 9:30. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview. Serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971. On Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. The true voice of New Orleans, telling it like it is. Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Thursday edition of the program. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching on TV, Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333, old school on TV, all over the state of Louisiana. We roll till 6 p.m. now. You used to only get the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program, also on social media. Now you get the full 2 hours, 4 to 6 o'clock on Cox Channel 4, weekday afternoons at 4, and on Spectrum Channel 333 all over the state. 65 degrees, sunny and bright, and about almost 3 hours more of daylight with this daylight savings time thing going. Should do this year round. So depressing in October, November, when it gets dark at 5:15. 3 different news organizations suing LSU for refusing to disclose which public funds were used to pay students playing sports at LSU. 766-9480. What do you think about that, Tiger fans? 766-9480. Graduate LSU, class of 91. Love LSU. Bleed purple and gold. I love how LSU focuses on athletics. I mean, first-class athletic programs, coaches, players, facilities, fans, the whole experience. It's like pro sports. It's as good as it gets. LSU football, Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, it's like equal to NFL. It's like equal to NFL. Then what, maybe 6, 8 college programs in America that are like equal to NFL in the experience, maybe some that exceed. I mean, seriously, it's a great Jacksonville Jaguars game at noon on Sunday in Jacksonville or Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Where would you rather be as a football fan? I mean, it exceeds a lot of the NFL. It's elite. When LSU men's basketball's rolling right, and in the past it's rolled right, went to a Final Four covering them with John Brady 20 years ago. Dale Brown did it like 35, 40 years ago. I know, a long time ago. Will Wade got the team to a Sweet 16 like 5 years ago. So not that long ago. Men's basketball, it's never been a power, but it's been good and very good and close to excellent and ridiculously competitive on a national level. The women's team, national champs. Men's baseball, national champs. So LSU athletics, I mean, name the sport: track and field, women's gymnastic, national champs. Track and field, national champs. Just ridiculous what they do in Baton Rouge with athletics. Academics, kind of an afterthought, especially compared to athletics. If LSU would focus 50, 60, 70% on academics like they do athletics, academics would be pretty damn good, would compete nationally with the best. They'd be pretty damn good. Only the super elite like Ivy League would exceed what LSU would be doing if they did 60, 70% of the athletic focus on academics. And I'm not talking about degrading athletics or taking athletics down. I'm just talking about taking academics up. As good in physics as football. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. No, I like that athletics are great. And I like that LSU's competitive in NIL in most sports, especially football. But LSU, so political. It's like the toy for the politicians up in Baton Rouge. LSU is like their toy, their little fun thing to play with. And there's a lot of money going out from LSU paying athletes, like an insane amount of money. There are athletes in college today, LSU and any program that's competing at NIL, where they're getting paid to play college ball, and they'll never, ever see that money ever again the rest of their lives. They won't make it as a professional. Most of these elite players in college that are getting paid money, 6 figures, even 7 figures, will never see pro ball or never see it long-term. It'll never be a career. They'll make more money in college, like at LSU, than they'll ever make in the pros.
To take it a step further, some guys get that money before they even play a snap of college football. Like, they're great high school players, and then for X, Y, and Z, just don't end up making any impact in college.
0 in college, even, much less the pros. And they pull up to National Signing Day, the high school gym, as a high school senior in a gull-wing Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's wild.
Some people are trying to manufacture NIL deals to high school players. Like, I think Matt Bowers made a deal with a kid a couple years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
Yeah.
How do you stop that? Who's the governing body on that? The law. Kid can get paid. It's got to be through the parents if they're under 18. That's all. No, I think Garrett Nussmeier made like $3.5 million last year from LSU. $3.5 million. Just crazy money. Like, on the LSU campus, he's like, football coach, highest paid. And then, like, Brian Kelly was $10 million a year. The next highest paid person on the LSU campus might have been Garrett Nussmeier and Kim Mulkey at like $3.5 million. Crazy. Livy Dunn was number 2 a few years ago. Brian Kelly, number 1, Livy Dunn, number 2, then Kim Mulkey. Crazy. Football coach, a gymnast, the women's basketball coach.
And clearly LSU might have some flaws as an institution, but they have an elite marketing team.
Oh no, they do a great job with NFL, NIL.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about athletics one bit, Mario.
Yeah,
I've hooked my wagon to them. I love LSU athletics, love it. I just wish LSU academics were on the same page, same level.
I hear you. That's fair. I wish for the same thing.
You know, on a 1 to 10 scale, athletics are like an 11. On a 1 to 10 scale, academics are like a 5. You know, want them to be like an 8. Want them to be like a 9. And athletics, I want them to stay an 11 or go to a 12 on a 1 to 10 scale. No, this sums it up best. LSU, Jeff Landry, the governor, basically they tapped his buddy from Lake Charles, from McNeese, where Jeff Landry went to school, I believe. I think he's a McNeese guy. He taps this Rouse guy, Roos, who's the LSU systems president now. Not a peep from anybody. No national search to let's scour the country. It's the LSU president's job. They're going to be some of the best minds, some of the best university and college, administrators, some of the best in America that want that job. Some might not, but a lot will. You're going to get a field of like 15 or 20, and you're going to narrow it down to like 10 that are just incredible. And you'll get it down to like 7 and 5 that are just like super elite. Instead, we go right down the street to McNeese and Jeff Landry picks his buddy. If the McNeese athletic director would have become the LSU athletic director, LSU fans would have lost their minds. Wouldn't have known what to do with themselves. We're going to McNeese to get our athletic director, but academically, that's fine. And then it turns into, hey, who says he might be a great president? He seems smart and qualified for the job. Maybe the best was right in our backyard. All of this low percentage stuff. Maybe he is the best. Let him win it out versus everyone else in the country. Why limit it to buddies of the governor? But if that would have happened with athletics, folks would have freaked. Would have pooped in el pantalon. Is that right?
Pantalones.
Pantalones.
There you go. It's plural, just like in English.
El poop. In el pantalones.
Don't ask me how to say that.
No, I know how to say that, but I think it's the curse word, the S word. I know how to say that. It starts with an M, right? Yep. Goes in the no bueno FCC category.
My parents don't say that much, but my mom dropped something earlier and definitely said that.
She dropped that bomb?
Yeah, she dropped an object and got frustrated.
Oh, really?
And then
wow.
dropped it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. That's Mario Brothers' voice you're hearing. He's on the other side of the glass here at the Buddy Deliberto Total Maintenance Studios. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480 is the phone number. Love to hear from you on a Thursday. What do you think about it, LSU? Should the school be holding back the athletic department? Not 1, not 2, but 3 requests. The the Louisiana Illuminator, an online news source, WAFB Channel 9 television in Baton Rouge, an on-air news source, and Tiger Rag. That's a long-time publication. Used to be a physical paper. Is there still Tiger Rag magazine, like physically?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Like you can, like a Gambit or something, you can physically grab that at like a newsstand a newsstand at like a restaurant or something. It'll be in like a little basket somewhere in Baton Rouge.
You might have to get like a
subscription and they mail it to you.
Yeah.
The physical Tiger Rag.
Yes.
And it's online as well.
Yes. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly positive of some kind of physical version exists.
Yeah, I think on Oh So Fine 93.9 FM, Tiger Rag magazine comes on like on Mondays. With Glenn Gilbo and Jeff Palermo. I heard Jeff Palermo doing LSU baseball the other day. He's really good at baseball.
Yeah, he is.
Jeff Palermo does a good job with LSU baseball.
Yeah, he fills in for Blair. Huh? I did hear him. He's doing good. LSU baseball is not doing too good, but he's doing a good job.
They've lost like 4 of their last 5 or something.
Yeah,
right?
but dude, and I'm not going to give you baseball.
Call me dude.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm not.
What, bro?
It's funny because the kids say bro today. Our bro was dude. But I'm not a baseball expert. I won't give you analysis like I do on here with basketball and football. But I feel like LSU baseball's problems are greatly exaggerated. Like every year they have midweek losses. They get to SEC play and they do really well. I mean, the coach
that starts this week in Nashville, right?
I believe so. I mean, the coach has been the coach 4 years and has 2 national championships. I think LSU is going to be okay.
I think that's a good point. Boy, I love folks writing California off Mario Brothers. Heard something today. What they've got: the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and the Olympics, like in the next few years. The World Cup, the Super Bowl, and the Olympics. Los Angeles. I love all this, like LA and California's dying. I know what states are growing: Texas, Florida, places like New York City, New York State, California losing population. The trend will switch right back the other way. Texas and Florida will have no growth. It might happen in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Folks will get tired of it. They'll want to go back to California or New York, or folks that live in Montana will go there instead of, Texas or Florida. It's just all cyclical. But to count New York or California out, I think is absolutely crazy. And Los Angeles, they could care less if they have an NFL team or not. They're gonna have a Super Bowl. The NFL wants to be there. The World Cup wants to be there. The Olympics want to be there. Crazy. Living in that city the next few years with all that going on. Wow. Corey Johnson with you. Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971 on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal: everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good, and we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense.
Chemtrails! Chemtrails!
Corey Johnson.
Watch out for those chemtrails. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. Chemtrail. Boy, I'm just listening to that Steak Knife commercial. They do have a lot of good Lenten specials. They've got great steaks, and Bobby knows what he's doing. This creamy Italian salad dressing is to die for. Get a salad with that dressing. I get some of that dressing on the side to start. They got these little toasty things with like toast with butter, a little yummy all by themselves, kind of like a sort of garlic breadish with no garlic. And I dip them in the creamy Italian dressing from the steak knife, and it is oh so good. That kind of stuff sometimes you do on weekends, right? During the week, you try to eat right, and then the weekends might be the problem. That was Bradley Sneller's latest Stacked. If you're a member at Stacked Coaching, his gym on River Road, usually every Monday you get this email blast. It's really well written. It's about fitness and or nutrition, and it's right on the money. It's commonsensical, ridiculously fact-based from a professional. Bradley Schneller, owner-operator of Stacked Coaching. StackedCoaching.com is the website. Literally will change your life. StackedCoaching.com. It's Thursday, a little after 4:30. Bradley joins us live. Bradley, weekends might be the problem.
I would say that's the case for most people, especially New Orleanians.
Yep. You say most people think they're doing everything right, but 2 days a week, they're quietly erasing 5 days of progress. It's about doing the math that no one wants to look at. That is so ridiculously well written. What a great way to start that entire piece.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, look, when it comes to losing weight or gaining weight, it's a simple math equation. If you are 3,500 calories under what we call your maintenance level, you lose a pound. If you're 3,500 calories over, you gain a pound.
You're talking about what, in a week?
Yeah.
X amount of time?
Period of time.
Yeah, X amount of
period
time.
Yep. Right? Like, let's say you're 100 calories over what we call maintenance. Maintenance is you're not gaining weight, you're not losing weight. So like, if you intake 2,000 calories a day and you burn 2,000 calories a day on a daily basis, that is your maintenance level. So let's say you eat 2,100 calories a day. That's 100 calories over. Well, after 35 days, you will gain a pound. So it doesn't matter if it's 7 days or whatever. It's over a rolling period of time.
And it's roughly, you're talking about that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of weight.
Yeah, and that could be muscle or fat loss. What a lot of people miss, and I fight this fight on Twitter every single day. If Corey, I know you follow me, you might see me arguing with people. But when you lose weight, you lose muscle and fat. Okay, there is no which way around it. So there are different ways to mitigate the muscle loss, but you lose both. So the same, if you wanted to gain a bunch of muscle mass. Now there are differences here. There are like adaptations for beginners that people who have been lifting for a long time don't have. So there are subtle differences here. But for the most part, when you gain weight and you're working out, you gain muscle plus fat. When you lose weight, even if you're still working out, you lose muscle plus fat. The goal is to lose more fat than muscle.
Bradley Sneller's with us, stackedcoaching.com. His gym is on River Road at Arnold, right past the River Shack, right past Ochsner. Hey, Bradley, so you'll have someone that's doing it right Monday through Friday, and we'll just go with that 2,000 calorie intake is the keeping the weight the same. And then all of a sudden on the weekend, they, go overboard with lunch, go overboard with something in between lunch and dinner, go overboard at dinner, drink a little bit. It could be 300, 400, 500 calories that day or more. And then they do it again on Sunday.
Right.
So all of a sudden, in 2 days, they're eating 3 days of calories roughly. I mean, it's just more is the point.
Yeah, and I mean, not all meals are created equal, right? Like if you go and you eat half a pizza and you drink 2 beers and then have some ice cream, like that's not the same as going to the steak knife and getting a fillet and some, vegetables.
Right.
Like it's not the same. Okay. So there are subtle differences to this, right? But it's what you turn your meal into. But let's say, for example, you eat 500 calories in a deficit every single day, which is a pretty substantial deficit, right? Like and for those of you who are listening right now, like I would say if I put you on a diet, I would put you on a 500 calorie diet per day. Like that's what you might call it. I call it a deficit. Some people might call it a cut, but we'll put you in a 500 calorie deficit,
which roughly is like reducing your food intake by about 25%.
Correct. Right. Well, calorie intake, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, you could have nutrient dense, less caloric food that are more voluminous, such as like cruciferous vegetables versus like eating rice. Okay. But let's go with that. Okay. So let's say you're in a 500 calorie deficit, which is an aggressive deficit. Okay. And you get to Friday, well, you're now $2,500 calories in reserve, right? You're well on your way to losing a pound. But if you go out and one of your meals, you decide to eat pizza, have a glass of wine, maybe some side dishes, or like even like, I'm going to throw this out here. Like, let's say you get a Caesar salad out at a pizza restaurant. Well, that's going to come pretty heavy on the dressing. You probably just ate a double meal. Okay. So let's say you erased, that's an extra 1,200 calories for a normal day of eating. All right. Well, you just cut away half. You do that same thing again the next day, and your entire deficit for the week is gone. And we see this all the time. I see it constantly in new nutrition clients where you'll see a little bit of weight loss because we have people weigh themselves every single day. You'll see a trend downwards to Friday, and then by Monday, their weight shoots up. Now, some of it can be inflammation or water retention due to alcohol intake, or right now we might see a lot of that due to sodium intake in crawfish boil, stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, we'll see people constantly in this hamster wheel where they can't get off of it because their weekends are killing their progress.
Yep. And then I guess there could be, is it calories when you're just like retaining fluid, like water, like you get on that scale on Monday morning from the weekend and you're like sort of bloated almost. And then by like Monday afternoon or Tuesday, you've lost a few pounds. What is that?
No, that's water retention for sure. Now, I mean, for some people, like let's say you went from Friday to Monday and, you know, you gain 3 pounds and then on Tuesday you lose 2 pounds, or maybe by Wednesday you lose those 3 pounds again. Well, it could have been water retention or it could have been fat, but we really only know that if you have an accurate depiction of what your calories were.
Bradley Sneller's with us, stackedcoaching.com. Go to the website, join his gym, change your life. Hey, why does 80% effort work in fitness, but 80% effort does not work in nutrition?
Yeah. So in fitness, each workout builds on top of each other, right? Like your body creates an adaptation. It builds, breaks down tissue, then recovers, and then you do it again and again. So if you lift weights, exercise 3 to 4 days a week, okay, which is roughly 80%, then, 4 days a week will be closer to 80%. But that will slowly build on top of each other over time. But in nutrition, like we said, it's not an adaptation. It's a rolling amount of calories. So and again, we're going with that 80% effort. Like, let's say you do your best job and you give 100% effort Monday through Friday. Well, on the weekends, let's say you give 50% effort, okay, not 80% effort, 50% effort. If you look at days of the week you gave it your all, okay, well, 80% of the time, 80% of my days I'm eating healthy or I'm eating according to plan. Well, if you massively go over your calories on those 20% of days you're not, it's not really a true 20%, right? It's more like you sabotage the other 80%.
Yep. Hey, Bradley, I've said this before a bunch on the show. You one time asked everybody at the gym, name some bad food. And I was just thinking so easy, like butter, fettuccine Alfredo, ice cream, candy. And people are rattling off all these things. You're like, nope. But then you're like, none of it's bad. It's just the amount you eat. You said on weekends, just make sure they look similar to weekdays, not identical, but similar. Like keep the protein high, keep trying to do the 8,000 plus steps. And if you do go out to dinner, don't turn it into just like a a full binge at that restaurant or all day, and limit your alcohol. Don't get hammered, and also avoid the well, it's the weekend, I'll start all over again on Monday mentality.
Yeah, I would say our most or least successful people or most unsuccessful people have that, well, it's the weekend, I'll just start again on Monday mentality. Like everyone who has that mentality is never going to make progress. Okay. Because people have this association, well, if I had a bad meal or I had a bad day, I'm just going to throw away the entire weekend or throw away the entire day. But all calories do matter. And the amount you go over your limit just makes you have to go that much under during the week. And then if you have to go that much under during the week, well, what does that do to your energy levels to not only be a parent or your job or work out in the gym? Like your energy levels are super down if you're trying to balance that. So the better thing to do is just not go off the reservation. Now, look, that happens time to time, and we have different seasons of life, Mardi Gras, festival season, stuff like that. But there are ways to definitely mitigate that. You know, like let's say we got Jazz Fest coming up, right? You got 7 days of Jazz Fest, okay? Well, not all 7 days. If you're like a brass pass user, not all 7 days need to be a 6 beer and 2 trips to the food booth day. There are other ways to limit that.
Yep. Stacked coaching, consistency over time equals success. Bradley,
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, sure. We got about 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. I would really encourage everyone to stop being brought in by these buzzwords that are on food packaging, like organic, keto, all this kind of stuff. I want you to focus on the calories on the back. Okay. Start doing that. Does this seem out of whack? If it does seem out of whack, it is out of whack.
Yeah. Let's talk about how to read those labels and what it means next week. Bradley, a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
That's Bradley Schneller. StackedCoaching.com is the website. Go to it right now. StackedCoaching.com. Corey Johnson with you till 6.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971 on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Uptown New Orleans by Tulane University. Willow at Audubon. Another water main break. Not kidding. A 30-inch water main break. Audubon at Willow right off Tulane's campus. I think this falls in that like Flint, Michigan lead pipes federal emergency type category. The Sewage and Water Board in New Orleans, the problem is too big for New Orleans, for the state of Louisiana to solve itself. We need federal help. It's a city that's hundreds of years old with a water system that has major components of it under our streets that are over 100 years old and have never been replaced. It might be a miracle it works as well as it does, considering what it is. No, it's too big of a problem to fix. Speaking of too big of a problem to fix, animal cruelty in Louisiana. The other day on the program, I had on Mike Strain, the Louisiana Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, because animal health is one of the things that he is on top of. That's part of his job. Told him how we do such a poor job, how so many parishes don't have shelters. And then you throw in the just cruelty to animal cases, and even how dog fighting and cockfighting still exists in Louisiana. Crowley City Council a few months ago was trying to pass an ordinance to make cockfighting legal again. Lawmakers in Crowley, you folks in Crowley elected, don't know how the law works, and they're lawmakers. They don't understand how the basic kindergarten vanilla law works, and they're lawmakers. It's a state law. Crowley can increase the speed limit in Crowley on the I-10 to 150 if they want, but it's going to remain at 70 because that's federal law. The state law supersedes Crowley, and cockfighting and dogfighting are against the law. Thank God. I mean, what an embarrassment for Crowley. Not knowing how the law works. What a joke your elected officials are. And B, let's bring back cockfighting. Great idea. Jeff Dorson does the heavy lifting, the hard work. It's easy for us. We get to just go to humanela.org and donate $20 or $50 and feel good about ourselves. Jeff has to do the hard work 7 days a week, 365. He joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey. Nice introduction. Thank you. We just got a call from a Humane Society in Cullen, Louisiana, Webster Parish. They just did another big dog fighting bust. 18 dogs seized. No place to put them. They're at a local vet. I'm sure their staff is, concerned. Some of these dogs are not very social or friendly, and then they're fighting each other through the cages. So everything you said was accurate. We need to pay attention to this and get an infrastructure that can support all of our needs in every parish. Get the strays off the street, get the dog fighting dogs off the chains and off the streets, and let's do a better job. Clean up our parish and our state. It is a mess, Corey. And how about SPCA not picking up strays in our own city? How do you feel about that?
No, it's insane. I don't know how that's the case. I mean, I really don't. I know they got the city funding slashed by 38%, and that's significant, but their budget is millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, they might be someone who dies and gives hundreds of thousands of dollars of their estate to the Louisiana SPCA. They have a state-of-the-art facility. I don't see trucks out there. I don't know where the money goes. I don't know what they do. They put down 1,000 animals a year. I guess they're trying, Jeff, and better to have them than not. I'm not saying that. It's just, they leave a lot to be desired. I'll just say that.
Well, we've been reaching out to the mayor, who, I don't dislike. She's got a lot of good qualities, but man, they're slow in reacting. I told them there's going to be more bite cases, more dogs chasing kids. Nobody's paying attention to the large animals. The SPCA said they can't impound them anymore. And then we have all sorts of weird stuff, like roosters are illegal to have, but a lot of neighborhoods have them. So everybody's getting woken up at 4:30 a.m., they crow and all, whatever they do. And so it's a real mess. And we're getting all these calls, and we're asking the mayor, well, guess what? It's on you too. What do you propose we do with all these problems?
No, you're right. And the mayor's like the state of Louisiana, not a priority. It's, there's too many things that are in need for us as a society, and this can wait, or it's just not a priority.
Well, we've been knocking on her door. They did answer the door. We're going to have a meeting in 2 weeks or less, and I'm inviting the heads of all the humane societies in town to come talk about what they're experiencing, because their phones are blowing up. Nobody's providing enough services. There's a small group of ladies who go into the canals to rescue dogs. That's all they do. It's an amazing. I just found out about them, and hats off to them. They're actually solving an age-old problem. They're coming to the meeting. That shouldn't be a job of 6 retiree women who go walk in knee-deep water to rescue a dog that's been either jumped or jump in the canal. They've done 24 in the last 6 months.
No, that's crazy. And then think about all the people that are pet owners that abuse their pets, that don't treat them right. I mean, all the calls that neighbors should be making on their neighbors that don't treat their dog right. There's no outdoor dog. It's not like a feral cat. There are no feral dogs. So if your neighbor has the dog out 24/7, 365, never sees the inside of the house, cold, rain, doesn't matter. Oh, they got the shed or the dog, house, whatever. They're breaking the law. If they chain up the animal for more than a few hours, they're breaking the law. You know what they're doing. If it's animal abuse, you're a human being. No, all those calls, the city not handling it right. No, we need to make that a priority. Like you said, it took Livingston Parish 30 years, but they finally built a shelter. It's state of the art, and they're about to fund it.
Yeah, and I had such a good time. I went to their ribbon cutting. I'm friends with the parish president. His platform, his number one priority was build a shelter, and that's what got him elected. And bless his heart, Jason Ard was there. I've known him for 20 years. Great guy. He's the sheriff. And we all got together and said, you know what? It was 20 or 30 years in the making, and it was worth it. We all did a collective sigh. We could breathe. It got done. And I wish every parish took it upon themselves. The importance of getting animals off the street is really critical. They breed. They have litters everywhere. They chase cars. They get hit by cars.
Yep.
Well, that's my time.
That's Blue Boy. Jeff, always a pleasure, man.
I love it. Talk to you next week.
HumaneLA.org is the website. Please go to it right now and donate a little money. HumaneLA.org. Not later, not tomorrow, right now. Please go to that website and donate. HumaneLA.org. 5 o'clock powwow next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one branch specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
I'm torn, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X. I'm torn.
On what?
Am I more excited about the 5 o'clock power hour? Got a good one coming your way. Wait, hang on a second. Here's Drew Brees, the Hall of Famer. More excited about a wonderful 5 o'clock power hour, or right after 6 o'clock, heading to Jefferson Highway and Edwards Avenue and picking up my pint of Oreo ice cream from Super Witch. I ordered a pint of the good stuff from Super Witch, Briggs Barrios's ice cream place.
You gonna finish all that over the weekend, or are you gonna bring some on Monday?
The pint, yeah, you will not see any of that, Mario. I should have picked it up before, and we could have split it and eaten it on the air. You could have joined me right here, and we could have enjoyed some ice cream. We'll do that in the future.
Sounds good.
I'll think of you in the future.
Let's do that with all the food, guys. Let's go ahead and make that a rule.
Now, I like that. Hey, now Super Witch is not a sponsor of the show. It's just damn good ice cream, like Creole Creamery. You want some good ice cream? Go get Creole Creamery ice cream. I think it's really good. They're on Britannia and that old Mackenzie's. They're in Lakeview, behind that like K&B, whatever that is, CVS, whatever it is, Walgreens right there, a few blocks off Canal Boulevard on Harrison. Super Witch has that one location where they serve soft serve. The pint I'm picking up is ice cream, but they have vanilla chocolate and a third flavor of soft serve at the Il Supremo Pizza Joint, right off Metairie Road, right by Old Metairie Village, Phocis and Pink Street. Pink is one block off of Metairie Road. Phocis runs along the Orleans Parish side of Old Metairie Village Shopping Center. You Old Metairie folks know where. Now, if you're not from Old Metairie, you even know where. Tonight, I think they opened up an hour ago, Mario. 4 nights, that's it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from like 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're open 20 hours a week. Thursday through Sunday, 4 to 9. You can get Super Witch soft serve and that wonderful chocolate chip cookie, that fresh baked chocolate chip cookie at the Il Supremo / Super Witch soft serve ice cream place in Old Metairie. So they're open if you didn't order a pint. And if you didn't order a pint this week, you got to wait till next week. Yesterday, Wednesday, is the drop day when they tell you what flavors are available. You can go online, pick a flavor, pick many, 10 pints if you want of that flavor. Different ones, put them in the shopping cart, pay for it all with a credit card, debit card. And then today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday morning, they have different pickup times. Today's pickup time is like 3:30 to 6:30. I was going to go before the show. I said, I can go after the show. Get off at 6. I got plenty of time to get there. Anyway, it's Super Witch. Just Google them and check them out. The soft serve's excellent. The location in Old Metairie's excellent. That chocolate chip cookie kicks ass. Speaking of kicking ass, the steak knife in Lakeview for Lent. If you're a Catholic boy like me, you're pretty much the poster boy for Catholicism in New Orleans. You don't really attend church that much and you eat meat during Lent, the steak knife's for you. But if you're a real Catholic boy, like you go to church on Sunday and you obey Lent and you don't eat meat during Lent, the steak knife is for you. Crab meat au gratin, salads with avocado and jumbo lump crab meat, the seafood gumbo, the Gulffish Robert. It's like speckled trout or puppy drum with jumbo lump crab meat. About 40 items on the steak knife menu. 32 or 33 of them are Lent ready. A great Lenten restaurant. The Steak Knife in Lakeview, in between Canal Boulevard and City Park. It is so nice outside right now. And we still have a full 2 hours left of daylight. A lot of time to go do a lot of good stuff on this sunny, gorgeous day. 65 degrees, just so nice. Tomorrow morning, 52, and then it'll get up to about 72. Rinse and repeat on Saturday. Tomorrow and Saturday, outstanding weather like we're experiencing right now. Then late Sunday, we might see some rain, another cold front coming in. That's how we dip down to the low 50s this morning. And it felt like 40s, at least on the South Shore, because of the wind. The wind was a-blowing all morning till about lunchtime. Late Sunday night, early Monday, another rain, cold front coming in, dropping temperatures even a little colder. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, 40s and lots of 50s and barely some 60s on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But right now, just so nice. Tomorrow and Saturday, too. Sunny and nice. Get outside, enjoy it. Remember, it doesn't get dark till like 7:15 now with this daylight savings time. And with this weather, get outside, eat outside, like Katie's in Mid-City in their patio. Katie's has outdoor dining in their patio. Start with some onion rings. So many Lenten specials. Probably 15 seafood dishes. As New Orleans as it gets. Tonight, dinner at Katie's, Iberville, corner Telemachus. They're about 4 blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint on Carrollton. In between Carrollton and Doc Francis Parkway. In between Bienville and Canal Street. 4 blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint. Katie's in Mid-City. Yummy. Start with some onion rings already. It's falling apart. I think this is like a federal emergency. I think this is comparable to like Flint, Michigan, and their lead pipe problem. Like, too big for Flint, too big for the state of Michigan. They need federal help. That's New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. Yet another water main break, yet again in Uptown New Orleans, about a mile from the latest break, the one on Panola Street, right off Carrollton. That's 2 breaks on Panola Street, right off Carrollton, in about the last month or 5 weeks. About a mile from there, right next door to Tulane University. So you got a lot of East Coast kids on their social media platforms putting this flooding story out there again. A 30-inch water main break, Audubon at Willow. That's a nice neighborhood. But it doesn't matter, nice neighborhood, poor neighborhood. This is unacceptable. Right off Tulane's campus. No, the Sewage and Water Board, Joe Biden used it as an example when he was president, when they wanted to spend trillions on, rebuilding America, rebuilding America's infrastructure, bridges and roads and water plants, sewage plants, all our infrastructure, rebuilding it, trillions of dollars. He came to New Orleans specifically, went down to Claiborne's and the Sewage and Water Board plant and did a story, did a live drop, had media there and answered questions. $2 billion come into the Sewage and Water Board, $2 billion with a B. None of that happened. That's nowhere in sight now. This is like Flint, Michigan and the lead pipes. New Orleans is a city that's hundreds of years old. And the sewer system, the water system, some of the pipes are over 100 years old, over a century old, long before there was any kind of population in Jefferson Parish, long before, the West Bank was connected to the city, long before the North Shore had any significant population. It was clearly the country. No, New Orleans had hundreds of thousands of people and a pretty state-of-the-art system. And a lot of it's over 100 years old, especially in Uptown and other parts of the city. So this is like Flint, Michigan with the lead pipes. This is a federal emergency, a federal emergency. Jefferson Parish Councilwoman Arita Bohannon wants to tap into the state's Fast Sites program. Quinn Hilliard did a great story on that on the Times-Picayune, at the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. This Fast Sites program pumping millions into a specific site or area of the state and enhancing it so much that, business will come into that area. She wants $20 million to buy and demolish the Esplanade Mall site. Jefferson Parish to buy it, Jefferson Parish to demolish it, Jefferson Parish to market it. And just don't do like New Orleans with the Six Flags site, actually hire an outside firm and market it. Could you imagine the Esplanade Mall being raised and a brand new, from the ground up, IKEA coming in its place, or a Bass Pro Shops? How about both of them right next door to each other? You could have it on that plot. You could have it on the Esplanade Mall site, no problem. More than enough parking, would revitalize that site, would pump millions of dollars into the coffers of Kenner, would diametrically change the fortunes of Kenner, Chateau Estates, West Esplanade, all those restaurants, all those businesses, Williams Boulevard, all of it would be transformed with the Esplanade Mall being torn down, coupled with an IKEA furniture outlet and a Bass Pro Shops Cabela's being put up on that site. Something like that, something that's a huge draw. I mean, you basically have an I-10 exit going right to that mall site. 3 different Louisiana news organizations have sued LSU. LSU refusing to disclose what public funds were used to pay students. It's a simple Louisiana public records law request, and LSU doesn't want the public to know, apparently. So these news organizations have to sue. I mean, that's like the news organizations having to sue the city of New Orleans because Junket Cantrell wouldn't release public records. Like New Orleans and Junket Cantrell, LSU will lose and have to release the records. Audubon Gutters. Drew and his crew was in my neighborhood just the other day, putting gutters on a neighbor's house. No, New Orleans folks know when it's time to get gutters for your home or business. AudubonGutters.com, featuring the Leaf Guard system. You'll literally never have to clean your gutters again. Need gutters for your home or business? AudubonGutters.com. Simple.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
'Cause I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Very strange LSU fans. I mean, I don't get a lot of LSU fans. You know, LSU has this NIL. LSU is a public school. They're spending public taxpayer money on players. Some media outlets want to know what they're spending. LSU and the state don't feel like disclosing the money. These media outlets are forced to sue. There's a thing called the Louisiana Public Records Law. And on social media, it's like these media outlets are out to get LSU. They're out to get clicks. They have an agenda. Why LSU and not the smaller schools in the state? I mean, just the silliest stuff. Because it's LSU and they have a right to the information. And why is LSU in the state not, disclosing it? You fans that like want the media to be fans, I don't get that. I'm an adult. I just want the real news. My team does right. I want it to be known. I mean, I'm listening to Down the Dial. I think I was going to Trey Yen for dinner one night, and I was listening to some Saints talk show, and I think it was like on a Friday, and they were kind of lazy. They were playing like podcasts from other shows, like that you can go online and listen. And they're playing like not a clip, which would be fine, but like segments, like 8-minute interview, like someone else's work. I was like, a clip's one thing. You're playing the whole interview. Anyway, Tyler Shuck goes on some national show and talking about the big bone bruise on his back. And, he's still got a scar. And, the host is like how it limited him. And he's like, yeah, and how tough he is to go fight through it and keep playing and all this. And then after like this 8-minute interview, these two show hosts acknowledged that they knew about that Shuck's injury months ago. And a lot of the New Orleans sports media apparently knew about Shuck's injury months ago. But Shuck and the Saints were like, could y'all keep it quiet? And the sports media is like, okay. And I know a lot of Saints fans are like, I'm fine with that. I want the team to win. I don't want other teams knowing the significance of the player's injury. There's a thing called an injury report. Dallas has been fined before, the Saints, Sean Payton, for not disclosing the players that are injured. I get it. You don't want to let the opposition know what players are injured, but that's what the NFL, they have an injury report. So you know what you're getting on Sunday. The fans know, the betting audience knows, and it's very specific. If you're playing, you're not on the injury report. If you're 100% or no players 100% as the season progresses. If it's a 75% chance you're going to play, like 75% chance, 3 out of 4, looks highly likely you'll play. You're probable. Then there's the 50% chance. What is 50%? Probable.
I'm not a math person.
No. It's just there's the 3 injuries. There's doubtful, probable, and
Gotcha. I thought you were coming like
what's the middle
chance.
one?
Questionable.
Yeah, questionable.
There you go.
The one 50. It's literally 50%, Mario.
Yeah.
Questionable means 50-50.
Yeah.
He might play, might not. 50-50. He's questionable. He's not probable. 75% chance. And then doubtful is the opposite of probable. 75% chance he will not play. So it's literally percentages. It's 3 different levels. Probably won't play. 50-50 shot. Probably will play. That's the 3 injury report designations. So it's supposed to be out there. Of course you want to hide it. But the fact that the local sports media hid Tyler Shuck's injury is insane. Like in Philadelphia, it would have been known. The Eagles, first off, would not have asked the media to keep it a secret. But Tyler Shuck and the Saints apparently asked certain media that found out about the injury to keep it secret. Don't let any other media know for sure, and don't report it yourself. Okay, we'll protect the team. I don't want the media protecting the team. I'll deal with Tyler Shuck's injury as a fan myself. And for them to participate in hiding it from other NFL teams isn't the job of the journalist. And if that's the media you want, they'll pick and choose what to hide from you that you don't want hidden, that you desperately in your mind needs to be known. Something, can't think of an example, but they'll be hiding it. You're okay with that? So this is obvious. This is clear cut. Louisiana public records law. LSU needs to disclose it. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to lose the lawsuit. And they're going to have to disclose it, and it's going to make it more egregious, whatever the reason they're hiding it. The reasons they're hiding it's simple. It's tens of millions of dollars. They're paying 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids that have proven nothing on the college football field primarily. And they're a bunch of professors and teachers and people that bust their tail 40, 50, 60 hours a week, people hustling 2-3 jobs that don't make a fraction of that. So it's trying to hide the obnoxiousness of it, the shock of it, the fact that Louisiana taxpayer money, LSU, participating in NIL, you want to play college sports, this is what you have to do. They're trying to, we don't want that out there because a lot of poor people in Louisiana, a lot of people economically struggling in Louisiana, we don't want that info out there. And fans, some are against the news outlets that are suing. Just leave LSU alone. Let them keep that secret. Why are you trying to sabotage my team? No, it's crazy. I want to know Tyler Shuck's injured. I want to know what LSU, pays their players if it's public record.
I saw one guy comment on Piper Hutchinson's tweet saying, just take the LSU alumni out of your bio. Like, really? Like saying, don't say you're from LSU because you're going to the team. Like,
That's another crazy part.
People
Mario.
are so dumb.
That's another crazy part.
Yeah.
There's just like this exception because it's like a college program. Doesn't change it for me. I went to LSU. I have a degree from the school. I know where the classroom buildings are located. Class of 91. I'm an LSU graduate. If you didn't go to the school, you didn't graduate from the school, you're cheering on my school. So Piper Hutchinson went to LSU and they're telling her you're a sellout because you're doing your journalistic job. No, the sellouts are these so-called fake fans that are okay with that information being hidden, that want the media to hide Tyler Shuck's injury. I don't want the Falcons knowing about that. You're confused. You don't want the media to be fans in the least bit. And I got news for you. In these parts, a lot of the media are Saints and LSU fans naturally, myself included. I have to watch myself that I'm really struggling to be fair, Corey, and objective, because you want LSU to win. You want the Saints to win. You want the Pels to win. You want Tulane to win. No, I don't get it. I just like weak LSU fans that are attacking Piper Hutchinson for doing her job, and she's an LSU grad. It's her school. It's her school. It's insane, illogical, irrational, emotional mess like you're wetting your diaper, for crying out loud. Baby need binky. Get the fresh powder in the diapers, Mario. Bunch of LSU fans need their diapers changed.
People just don't know how the world works, man. As someone who loves LSU football, I'll even venture to say I'm okay with some of my tax colleagues going to some of that if it's helping us win on the field. You don't got to agree with that. But it's just crazy how clueless people are to how journalism works, how the law works. It's just common sense stuff. To be mad at Piper is just crazy.
Well, the LSU people, too. It's, Louisiana politics, trickle down LSU. Louisiana politics, the politicians, the jokers in Baton Rouge, their favorite toy is LSU Baton Rouge. And they don't want this information out there. This is from the top down. They requested it. They denied it. They requested again. They denied it. We want it a third time, or we're going to sue. LSU keeps denying it. They have to sue. And now you have a bunch of people complaining about the journalists doing their job. I mean, talk about the First Amendment. Come on, people. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Want to hear from you, Tiger fans. LGD Lawn and Landscapes can put artificial turf, synthetic turf in your backyard, by your swimming pool. Maybe you got the dogs or the kids dragging in dirt, grass into the house. Put artificial synthetic turf down, zero maintenance. Even the kids and the dog can't destroy it. Or even take it a step up like me. I got a chipping green for putting and chipping, an artificial green in my backyard, thanks to LGD Lawn and Landscapes. Go to their website, NOLALGD.com. You can get a free estimate at your house. They'll come out to your house and give you a free estimate. Thank them, let them go. Or let them do the work like I did. And you can check out a lot of installations all over the metro and be blown away. NOLALGD.com. NOLALGD.com. Yeah, get an artificial green chipping area in your backyard, or just some artificial turf, synthetic turf in your backyard side yard. LGD Lawn and Landscapes. Boy, it would be so nice if that Esplanade Mall could go bye-bye, or at least a lot of it go bye-bye. The Jefferson Parish Councilwoman, Arita Bohannon, wants to tap into the state's Fast Sites program. Quinn Hilliard did a story on this. We'll have Michael Hecht on tomorrow and discuss this. Bourgeois and economic development in the state. This is a great idea. Fast Sites, where millions of dollars dumped into a site that needs a a facelift, an upgrade, infrastructure improvements to make it business ready. And these are, sites that, if they're fixed up, they're tweaked out, there's a chance they're going to get, used. So Arita Bohannon wants Jefferson Parish to tap into the state's Fast Sites program, get $20 million from the state, buy the Esplanade Mall in Kenner and tear it down. Now, this is pie in the sky, wishful thinking, but could you imagine that site being torn down and a from the ground up IKEA furniture store being built? IKEA, Google them if you don't know what they are. They do great business all along the East Coast. They're in Texas. They're in Florida. None around here. It would be a regional get. People would be coming, especially on the weekends, from Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Jackson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Panhandle of Florida, to the Esplanade Mall site because of this IKEA furniture store. And then could you imagine right next door to that, a Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, a big monster location? You don't think that outdoors outfitter and supplies and equipment would slaughter it, would kill it in the sportsman's paradise home, New Orleans? No, the parish wants to buy it, demolish it, and market it. Just don't do like New Orleans. Hire an outside firm, market it nationwide. Go to the folks that you really would want to be in that site. You don't want a redo of the Six Flags fiasco. Coming right back.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets. You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson, where the grass hasn't been cut in weeks or months. There's a lot of trash and garbage on the neutral ground, maybe even a person or two taking a nap. And oh, someone didn't pick up the dog.
I think it would be a great move for Jefferson Parish to tap into the state's Fast Sites program and get $20 million to buy and tear down the Esplanade Mall in Kenner, and then hire an outside firm from outside the state that does this for a living to seek out major tenants for that incredible site right on the edge of Metro New Orleans. Basically an interstate exit going right to that site. Could you imagine an IKEA furniture chain there? It would be a regional get. People would come from all over. How about a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's right next door, right here in the Sportsman's Paradise, New Orleans, Southeast Louisiana? No, I like the idea of Arita Bohannon, the Jefferson Parish Councilwoman, proposing paying for and tearing down the Kenner Esplanade Mall. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Love to get your take on that, you folks that live out in Kennebrah. It's falling apart. I'm talking about the Sewage and Water Board. Yet another water main break. Yet another one in Uptown New Orleans. This one right by Tulane. Street flooding on Audubon at Willow. About 1 mile from the Panola Carrollton flood site that happened not once but 2 times in under 2 months. I honestly believe New Orleans' antiquated system, a lot of these pipes are over a century old, over 100 years old. This is like Flint, Michigan with the lead pipes. It's too big of a problem for New Orleans. It's too big of a problem for Louisiana. We need federal money. Just like when then President Joe Biden came down here a few years ago and proposed $2 billion with a B to redo the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. And that's probably a pretty accurate price tag to get it, up to snuff, to get it first class. We could just use a few $100 million from the feds to fix these pipes that are 100 plus years old. Can't have this continuing to happen. What's going to happen, and it could be a problem, New Orleans trying to land that 21 Super Bowl. They already think about the blackout during the game where power went out 2 Super Bowls ago in New Orleans. The 2012 game? The power went out in the Superdome for 30 minutes. Couldn't resume play. Had a blackout. Then you get some water main break where the street floods around the dome and people can't get to the dome because there's 4 feet of water between them and the game. I mean, are you kidding me? Can't have this continuing to happen. Now, right by Tulane's campus. This will be a national news story. I guarantee you. Right now on CBS, NBC, ABC, their national 530 news, one of them's got this story. One of them's got social media video. Compliments of Fred Smith, student Tulane from X, his Twitter account. And they'll be showing that video of Willow and Audubon and 2 feet of water in the street. It's insane. And then they'll reference the Panola break from last week where they had 2 feet of water in people's houses. Not good. Not good. It will be a national story. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Yeah, Tiger fans, I don't know what it is. Some of you. Baby need binky, need a diaper change. 3 different Louisiana news organizations are having to sue LSU because LSU refuses to disclose what public funds, if any, were used to pay students. And there are millions of dollars being used to pay students. There's a thing called the Louisiana Public Records Law. This is cut and dried. LSU knows they're in the wrong. These media outlets, the Louisiana Illuminator, WAFB, Channel 9 in Baton Rouge, and Tiger Rag, they're going to win. And all it did is put a bigger spotlight on this. They should have just released the numbers and it would have been a news story. And a lot of folks would have freaked out that they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars to 18, 19-year-old students that have never done anything on the field for LSU. And a lot of people struggling financially and all of this, it'll have a lot of, backlash. It won't be a positive thing. And then it'll be over with. Now it's going to have 10 times the scrutiny because LSU doing the wrong thing, refusing the public records request from these media outlets. And students, Piper Hutchinson works for the Louisiana Illuminator. I think she's the one representing them in the lawsuit. It's not just the organization, it's an individual from each organization. From WAFB, from Tiger Rag. No, just busting her chops. I guess on her bio, she says LSU alum, and they're like, get that off your bio, like you're selling LSU out. No, you're selling LSU out, claiming to be a fan, and you're upset with a media person, a journalist, doing their job because the university you're a fan of, really their sports teams, not the academic side at all. You're upset that this journalist could be hurting your team? No, the person at fault, the higher-ups at LSU. Probably a bunch of politicos that use LSU as their favorite toy up in Baton Rouge, politicians. It's embarrassing. Don't be mad at Piper Hutchinson. Be mad at the LSU folks. Be mad at, our governor and our legislators that don't do a good enough job for our economy to be good, where maybe this would be overlooked somewhat, wouldn't be scrutinized as much. And I'm talking about the sheer numbers coming out and people freaking out that LSU is paying unproven teenagers hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars annually, and they haven't done anything yet on the field or court. 766-9480. Love to hear from you, LSU fans. 766-9480. Hey, you folks out in Kennebra, what would you like to see come to the Esplanade site if they can clear that slate? And sadly, another water break, this time right by Tulane University, another one in Uptown, a 30-inch water main break, 2 feet of water on the street by Audubon and Willow. I don't think it's entered anyone's houses yet. Hopefully it doesn't. Like down the block, less than a mile away, Panola and Carrollton last week. Hey, Kiefer and Kiefer Law. When you have a serious legal problem and you need a serious attorney, you need to get that problem solved legally. Kiefer and Kiefer, a New Orleans law firm for decades, committed to their clients. Find out more, learn more online, KieferandKiefer.com. Nat Kiefer Sr., the senator, the UNO Arena is named after him. The Senator Nat Kiefer Sr., UNO Lakefront Arena. He helped get the dome built, too. He started a law firm. His son joined the law firm, Nat Kiefer Jr. Nat Kiefer Jr.'s daughter, Megan, is part of the law firm. 3 generations, KieferandKiefer.com. Seafood tonight because of Lent. I got one of the best seafood restaurants in the metro for you. It's 23 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center, 22 minutes. It's Trey Yen in Mandeville. Yeah, Trey Yen, Chinese cuisine at its finest, one of New Orleans' best seafood restaurants. The Wong brothers embrace our seafood bounty. That whole fish, the whole tong cho speckled trout, the tong cho flounder, both fillets, incredible. Oysters, crawfish, shrimp, soft shell crabs. Trey Yen in Mandeville, so Lent ready. One of the best seafood restaurants in the metro. Get there tonight. Trey Yen in Mandeville, yummy. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Had Jeff Dorset on last hour. A dog fighting ring in Webster Parish. About 20 dogs seized. Dog fighting and cockfighting still goes on in Louisiana. Go online and Google it. And when you look at the people doing it, it's so funny. I don't know if their attitude and what they do made them ugly, or they naturally are ugly and they just gravitated towards this stuff. But it reminds me of the KKK. Have you ever seen the KKK cross burnings and when the hoods are off? It ain't a bunch of good-looking people. It's not the Playboy Playmate of the Month, and it's not Mr. GQ magazine cover guy. It ain't Fabio. It's a bunch of freaks It's a bunch of ugly human beings, physically ugly, like universally ugly. Not, Corey, you're being a little over the top. Some of these KKK people are hot. I saw this woman, she was hot. The women are nasty and the men are just ugly men, these KKK jokers. Same thing with these dog and cockfighting people. They're like subhuman. I don't know, incest. I'm not kidding you. Google dog fighting, cockfighting in Louisiana, and then go to images and look at these people holding like some fighting rooster, a dog, and then look at them. These ain't good looking men and women. These are some nasty people. In the dog fighting and cockfighting world, it's 90+% men, but you'll see an occasional woman that looks like a man in the group. And then all the men are just like ugly, just not good looking. I don't know what it is. Is it they're dog fighting and they're cockfighting, so it physically made them ugly? They're in the KKK. They're racist. They hate people. Did that make them ugly? Or were they ugly to begin with and just gravitated towards racism, cockfighting, and dog fighting? I have no idea, but it's kind of just like a fact. Could be like a joke for Chris Rock or someone. Why, what do you always say? MLK Boulevard, why is it always in the hood? KKK, dog fighting, cockfighting people. Why are these some of the ugliest human beings on planet Earth? It ain't a good looking crew. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Tomorrow, Michael Hecht will join us. We'll talk about the Esplanade Mall site. That segment on Fridays with Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc., always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, and they're hiring. If you go to latrim.com, there's not like 5 or 6 job openings. There's like 5 or 6 dozen job openings, maybe more. The last time I was on the site, it was like 63 job openings, 73 job openings. You live on the East Bank or West Bank, they got you covered. Right under the UEP Long Bridge, Latrim Lane, right off River Road. You live on the North Shore, you don't have to come across the lake. Latrim has a facility right off I-12. For a full listing of positions available, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. I'm fired up. It's pickup day at Super Witch Ice Cream, Jefferson Highway at Edwards, till 6:30. But you have to have already ordered. I'm picking up a pint of Oreo. Yummy. Can't wait. Coming back.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Here comes the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Deliberto Total Maintenance Studios. Temperatures have been going up and down. 65 right now outside. It's like air conditioning. It's perfect. You might not need to run the unit right now. Open up some windows and enjoy. But overnight, you might have to use heat. Tomorrow afternoon, we get up to like 72, 73. You might have to have air conditioning on. If you need heat or AC help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. For over 40 years, sterling reputation. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. Corey Johnson with you. I think this sewage and water board situation in New Orleans, very similar to the lead pipes in Flint, Michigan. The lead pipe problem with their water system was too big for Flint, Michigan, too big for the state of Michigan. They need federal assistance. They needed federal assistance, and they got it. The sewage and water board, yet another water main break, again in Uptown. This time, Audubon at Willow, right next to Tulane University. A couple of feet of water on the street. No, this is too big for the city of New Orleans, too big for the state of Louisiana. This 300-year-old city with some pipes over 100 years old, we need federal help. Like when Joe Biden used the Sewage and Water Board as an example of his initiative of rebuilding the infrastructure of America. You remember, it's trillions of dollars the federal government was going to spend, trillions. And Joe Biden came to New Orleans specifically, came to the Sewage and Water Board and talked about $2 billion with a B coming to the Sewage and Water Board. We need hundreds of millions of dollars in federal money just to test the pipes, find out where they're vulnerable, and replace those pipes, especially the ones that are over 100 years old. Or we're going to continue to have these water main breaks all over Uptown like we're having. They're happening for a reason. First off, they're way past their useful life. Now they're just all 100 plus years old or have been neglected and not maintained and probably replaced all around the same time a century ago, and they're all going. They're all breaking. They're way past their useful life. Now they're past any kind of functioning life. It's not a coincidence. No, it's a federal problem, like Flint, Michigan with the lead pipes. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. I can't say enough about this place. You know, I've got like a top 40 list, best restaurants in the city. Gallagher's would probably be in my personal top 10. Top 10. Elite. You can't go wrong. at Pat Gallagher's 527 restaurant in Mandeville. During Lent, outside of Lent, I mean, steak sizzling in butter, lamb chops sizzling in butter, the mixed grill, the lamb chops and the quail. You need Lent, pompano, redfish, tuna, catfish, speckled trout, bacon-wrapped shrimp, bacon-wrapped oysters, scallops, that crab meat St. Francis appetizer, Warren LaRousse recipe, one of the finest chefs in this city's history, one of the best crab meat appetizers you will ever taste. Delicious. Delicious. I put my reputation on the line. You go to Gallagher's 527, you order the crab meat St. Francis, and you don't think at worst it's very, very good. Like, wow, this is so good. At the worst, I think most of you will be like, exceptional, fantastic, phenomenal, one of the best crab meat dishes I've ever eaten in my life. I stand by that. The crab meat St. Francis appetizer at Gallagher's 527. It's all so good. Lunch specials during the week for $24, 3 courses. You can't beat it. That shish kebab I get sizzling in butter, amazing. And then dinner, fantastic. They're open tonight. They're ready for Lent. Chef-driven delicacies, great service, come as you are. You can't beat Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. You South Shore folks that have yet to go, what are you waiting for? Seriously, get there tonight. Make plans for this weekend, next week at worst. It's 22 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center to the front door of Gallagher's 527. Right when you get off the causeway on the North Shore in Mandeville, there's that Shell station to your right. It's right behind it by the Aquista Pace Grocery. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Love it. You will too. Like today's weather and having another hour and 20 minutes of daylight. How nice is that? Go take a walk. Go knock out a few holes of golf. Go play a set of tennis. Do that landscaping job. Take the dog out for a walk. Go sit on a bench somewhere in City Park, Audubon Park. Got another hour of daylight. It's fantastic. Laugh in your park. Do your thing. Get outside. So nice. Tomorrow morning, it'll be low 50s on the South Shore, high 40s on the North Shore. And then we'll hit about 72 tomorrow. Rinse and repeat for Saturday. Then late Sunday or early Monday, another cold front comes in. This one going to be a little more severe than the one that rolled in last night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, 40s and a lot of 50s. 40s in the morning, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, 40s. And then creeping into the 50s and even the 60s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going to be a little nippy next week. Got to like that. Michael Hecht will join us tomorrow. We'll talk about that Kenner Esplanade Mall site. The parish wants to buy it. They want to demolish the mall, and then they want to market it. Something big goes in there that's like a regional get, like an IKEA furniture or Bass Pro Shops, Cabela, and or both of them. Such a difference maker. Restaurants surrounding that area, it could be literally millions of dollars in more business for them alone. Tens of millions, hundreds of millions in tax dollars for Kennebrah and Jefferson Parish. No, that Esplanade Mall site is too valuable to be an eyesore, to be basically dormant outside of the Target and that Dillard store, I guess, the discount Dillard store that's still there. Yeah, tomorrow, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. You heading home? You're probably going to pass by a few Rouse's Markets. Before you go in on your phone, go to rouses.com. Top right, click on newspaper specials. Stock up on the stuff they have on sale that you're always buying. Rouse's Markets, taking care of you. Quality, selection, price. Rouse's Markets, tastes like home. That's Blue Boy saying mañana, Fantasy Friday, 4 o'clock. Be here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.